mind is okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun Politico, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This one not the off in mind. Oh, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Can in the touchlight every corner. Oh, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar, just they get the higher power. Over naira. See them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Politico, oh, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This one not they off in mind, oh, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses. Maiyegun la wa mo la mo do. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun power. Maiyegun la wa mo la mo do.
Good evening to you, good morning to you, good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. Share the broadcast to start with.
Lórí YouTube, Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun power. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wá sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun power. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun power. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun power. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun power. Maiyegun diary, Politico.
It was another moment of historical significance for the people of the ancient town of Daura as President Muhammadu Buhari, his counterpart from the Republic of Guinea, Alpha Conde, and Governor Aminu Bello Masari arrived at the community's Eid ground for worship. Family, friends, and acquaintances of the president from across the emirate were already on hand, including the paramount ruler of the kingdom, Emir Farouk Umar Farouk. The chief imam of Daura, Safiyanu Yusuf Ansawai, who led the 2-rakat congregational prayer, admonished the Ummah to remain prayerful against all adversities of life and indeed thankful to Allah for His enormous blessings. Their trust in the Almighty, he emphasized, must be kept alive, so also the virtues of sacrifice, obedience, justice, tolerance, love for one another, and indeed care for those in need. Special prayers were offered to Allah for protection and guidance of the Nigerian leader and his Guinean counterpart, as well as for peace, unity, stability, and development of the two countries. Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State and the Emir of Daura, Farouk Umar Farouk, used the opportunity to appreciate the efforts of their worthy son, President Muhammadu Buhari, at selflessly taking Nigeria to the next level for sustainable future of the country. Emir Farouk in particular reassured the president of continued support, cooperation and understanding of his people and prayed Allah to continue to protect and guide him aright. As a mark of respect, President Alpha Conde of the Republic of Guinea was given the honor to perform the symbolic ram slaughtering, demonstrating the total obedience to the will of Allah as exemplified by Prophet Ibrahim. A mammoth crowd of well-wishers later converged along the major street of Daura to catch a glimpse as well as show appreciation, support and goodwill to the Nigerian leader and his guests as they headed home from the Eid ground. Why Salah celebration in Nigeria? A question posed by NTA News to the Guinean leader Alpha Conde.
Parce que j'ai beaucoup de respect pour le président Buhari.
I have come to support my brother, an African leader who is committed to the transformation of Nigeria, who is committed to fighting corruption, who is committed to bringing peace, security and counter-terrorism in Nigeria. These are not easy tasks, but I'm here to support him. I know he has made enemies. I know it is not easy, but once Nigeria is well governed, Africa will also be uplifted. So it's our duty to come here to support him. And just like the Emir said, he's an honest man, a sincere man, a patriot who is committed to his people. So this is a value that is rare in Africa.
We have got the opportunity to serve again for additional 4 years. And Nigerians will know the difference.
Good evening to you all once again tonight as you are joining this broadcast. Okay, so this is Maiyegun live to start with. That man you have on your screen is called Alpha Conde. Some of you will be wondering, Maiyegun, why are we interested in Guinea? What is the connection between Nigeria and Guinea? And why are we talking about them tonight? Among other things, I'll tell you if you are not in a hurry, okay? The man you have on your screen is 83-year-old Alpha Conde, the president of Guinea, former president now. He came to power 11 years ago through an election sanctioned by their constitution back then. In 2015, the game changed. The leader, somebody that looked like them, in power in Nigeria. Because you know what? Some of the African tyrants, they get covered by the Nigeria tyrants in order for them to get away with so many crimes that they actually carried out on their own people, corruption and the rest. Now, this old man came to Nigeria when Buhari became the president of Nigeria. And that was how he got glued among few other tyrants like himself, as he made himself to become. Later, I'll tell you. There were other tyrants from Chad, Mali, Niger. They were also milking Nigeria out of Nigeria's generosity on this insecurity. As you have some of them who always hurried quickly to Abuja, they come to Abuja to get their rubber from the man that is sharing the largesse to them. As terrorists all across Africa are having their easy passage, easy way to Nigeria, the Fulani terrorists. In 2015, Alpha Conde found a brother, as you listen to in that video. He met with Buhari. He met with Tifnumbu. I'll tell you the part of Tifnumbu soon. But it all started from 2015. Election in their country says you can only be president for 2 times. of 5 years. Just like in Nigeria, you can only be president or governor twice of 4 years. Alpha Conde met with Tifnumbu. It was a total failure, just like Bukwari finally proved to be. Alpha Conde found an ally in somebody that managed to package a fraud, a complete ethnic tribal jingoist, a fanatic jihadist, a murderer, a coup plotter, the one and only existing unpatriotic Nigerian that actually overthrew a democratically elected government in Nigeria history, Bukwari. Who could have packaged him? It was the Tifnumbu of Lagos, of course. They were those who occupied all the social media places. They were those who were telling you they aspire to acquire, maguire, to retire, or require, whatever you ended up as, or expire. They were those who were giving those, you know, beautiful, beautiful, flowery speeches of change, change, change. And people bought into them. Who else could have sold a terrorist as the president of a democratic Nigeria? Tifnumbu, of course. He met with Tifnumbu. They did the same thing in Guinea. The crook, the old crook, won a re-election. And he didn't have enough. Last year, it was meant to go away. I mean, let somebody else come over. No. He wasn't going to do that. Nah. He decided to wield his usual African tyrannical blood that actually runs in their veins due to the rigged, fraudulent system they established in different kind of all these colonies called African countries. The old man threw his weight about here and there with the backing of the military, with assurance from Nigeria and Bukwari, getting people like him to massage Sego, Guinea, Republic of Guinea, country of 13 million people. I mean, they are not even as big as Lagos State. Don't go far, just stay with us. Oh boy, they changed the constitution so that it could continue. Immediately he did that, he just went after those who he suspected to be the would-be problem in the future. What did he do? Like Bukwari, they started picking people up. They start picking them up, putting them up on different trump-up charges in a democracy right there. And it was having the backing of the military until the beginning of this year, when it felt like tribally, culturally, some military officers are not loyal. And he needed to do some house cleaning. And they have this special force, like they have them in Abuja as you are watching this video. They are the last to break. If you want to plan any coup in Nigeria and you want it to succeed, they are either those that will plan it, or they will be the last to break before you can take over power or take over the president. But you see, one thing in similarity with Nigeria is this. Alpha Conde thought as Nigeria, as big as Nigeria is, they will give him, and Bukwari will give him protection, that intimidation, to the point that he started celebrating his Salah in Nigeria, in Daura. But the similarity with Nigeria is that he has the military to intimidate his opposition, kill people, make people disappear. The police, they work for him. In Nigeria, Bukwari has similar. Even though he's been facing serious resistance, you would not Islamize here. You would not force us to this level. You know what I mean now? It was that military that broke when he went for them. And let me show you how it all started so that you can get to know how things change. By the way, now the man be this. After the braggadocio and the rest of that, okay, they grab him. okay, like a criminal that he is, and like many other tyrants in Africa who have managed to use the position they gave to them, an opportunity they gave to them to change the lives of their people, and they turned that to what they believe, as if to say that, you know, like they say, it is God that sent me to save my people. Who the hell are you? That you are the one sent by God to come and save people by looting them, killing them, and making them disappear. But you see, one thing is that they look so powerful from far, but they are not. They are just ordinary men like me and you. Until they lose that power, that thing that makes them look like extraordinary. Imagine when they grab Boko Haram, look at him here in Abuja, in his glory, all the security protecting him, yeah? Then, when they grabbed him, this, right? But this is how the whole thing started from in Conakry earlier today. Just some bang, 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 okay?
Dans le rond-point ici. Regarde, c'est ici, là, quelque part. Regarde, tu vois dans le rond-point. Il y a du feu là-bas, regarde. Ils sont en train de tirer.
And then, another one. Right. Then his own political party now came out. The supposed government he is leading, right? They came out and they said, don't know, we have brought the whole situation under control. There's no problem anymore. The soldiers who started this, we have, you know, we've grabbed them. The normal grandstanding of politicians, or that of dying politicians, so to say, okay? They love that power. They don't want to let go. Mm-hmm. The guys just said, well, you know what? If you are in control, where's your president? Because we have him here.
Oui.
Depuis que vous êtes dans nos locaux, est-ce qu'on vous a pas torturé, non? Est-ce qu'on vous a... On a touché à un seul de vos cheveux. On vous a brutalisé? Non. Silence. Okay.
So they were asking him, I hope they have been treating you well since we brought you here. So he chose not to answer. But what is the similarity? Boko Haram is like a devil. Please, quote. Some of you will say he is the devil, Maiyegun. He is like a devil that they told us about. That when devil promise you something, sometimes your confidence will be so over, like nothing they happen. Now when something begins to happen, because the devil told you, say nothing they happen. Now when you are dying, and you will not see devils anywhere to come and fight and, you know, stop that thing. Now that time you will be regretting that. Damn it, man. That is the way some of these Mujahideen, the Taliban, the jihadists in Boko Haram's government who are feeling so powerful today, that's how they will feel so dejected. Like Alpha Conde. They were asking him, have we been treating you right? Do you have any complaint? Because you're going to jail anyway. You are not going to be president anymore. Because we have another one. And that one, no, they speak English.
Guinéens et Guinéennes, chers compatriotes, la situation sociopolitique et économique du pays le dysfonctionnement des institutions républicaines, l'instrumentalisation de la justice, le piétinement des droits des citoyens, l'irrespect des principes démocratiques, la politisation à outrance de l'administration publique, la gabegie financière, la pauvreté et la corruption endémique ont émené l'armée républicaine de Guinée à travers le Comité national du rassemblement et du développement, CNRD, à prendre ses responsabilités vis-à-vis du peuple souverain de Guinée et dans sa totalité. Nous avons décidé ainsi, après avoir pris le président qui est actuellement avec nous, de la République, nous avons décidé de dissoudre la Constitution en vigueur, de dissoudre les institutions.
I told you. I said the guy doesn't speak English. They speak French in that place in Guinea. I told you. Baba, will they treat you right or not? So, two things. The reason why you and me, we are talking about this now is this. Because you may be asking, Maiyegun, why? Okay, now tell us, why are we talking about this? The coup in Guinea. I don't support any kind of illegitimate takeover of power anywhere. But if you have illegitimate government, like you have in Nigeria, any government that turned guns on our own citizen and kill our own citizen for whatever reason at all, that government ceases to enjoy any legitimacy from right-thinking human beings. So it's a true loss. The caliphate they were building, the alliances they were building, it collapsed in Mali. It collapsed in Chad. It's almost collapsing in the Niger Republic as you are watching this video. It has collapsed now. The alliances it has collapsed here in Guinea. We don't know what next turn they are going to take, but somehow, the allies they thought they were building. For Bokwari, it has collapsed. And for Tifnumbu, the man that said he was building Pan-Africanism and blah, 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 nonsense. The photo of London today, the man that was going lyrical, jumping up and down in 2015, and he sold you Bokwari. He is now a mannequin himself in London as we speak. Even though some people are saying he's the best for them in 2023. Fine, good. Go for it. He was a palidier in Guinea when Bokwari in 2015, when Bokwari became president. And the Lagos landlord, the Jaga bandits, the Jaga Wiri of Lagos, was basking in the euphoria of victory, of ending the 16 years of PDP misrule. As he was enjoying that, he was also enjoying so many patronage from the would-be political jobbers for appointments, by the way. He was in Lagos. Bokwari was in Abuja. And it took Bokwari 6 months before Bokwari eventually announced the caricature, incompetent, corrupt first batch of his ministers. So when they chanked Tifnumbu, that Tifnumbu's list was dumped in the dustbin. You know the story, or should I remind you? I will remind you. When they were both basking in the euphoria of the victory, waiting for Bokwari to announce ministers, Tifnumbu was collating names in Lagos of those he believed are his loyalists. He was putting plan in place just in case if everything goes according to plan, and Bokwari Kweme and Oshubade become the president. You know what I mean? He by then would have ensured that the person that became the Senate president is going to be his boy. The person that becomes the speaker will be his boy. Bokwari will just be a figurehead, just like Yaradua was. Anyway, Yemi was smarter. I'm talking about Ikene Shatabandu. It was so brilliant of a plan. In 2015, until Bukwari chose never to announce his ministers, announce any appointment for 6 months, and they were tired. When he sent a list to Abuja, you remember Bakiyari? He just dumped it in the bin. And that was how Isaleko Barack Obama, Fashola, became a minister. Tifnumbu didn't pick him. That was how Fayemi became a minister. Tifnumbu didn't pick him. That was how Shitu became a minister from Oyo State. Tifnumbu didn't pick him. That was how Kemi Adeosun became a minister. Tifnumbu didn't pick him. That was how many of them like that became ministers. And those that thought Tifnumbu would control the government, that was when they realized that the real job they had for Ikene Shatabandu, fake Pastor Ruga, Oshunbade, was just to babysit Bukwari and eventually to become the minister. Not a minister, special advisor to Bukwari on burial arrangements, condolences visits, money, trader money, and every other thing that has to do with any freebie or motivational speeches. They didn't know. They thought they were going to be in government. So when Tifnumbu left Nigeria in 2016 in shame, because they told him, they said, you see that thing where Jolantan try, where you managed to regulate out. We are going to use it to not fight this government. This government is serious past anything where you can imagine. You have to behave yourself. Okay? You have to pledge your loyalty all the time. When we call on you, you deliver. And we'll fulfill our own part of the deal. You will become the next president after Bukwari. In shame, he left Nigeria. Do you know where he went? He went to Conakry in Guinea to go and meet his friend, Alpha Conde, the one he also helped in 2015 after Bukwari's election. He was there for a few months, enjoying what Bukwari promised him. He couldn't have that in Nigeria. He was in Guinea. Last, as they told them, say, Baba, your house where you buy for France, don't ready. You go France. No, we just go relax there. I'm telling you true life story. This is not a make-up story. I may be saying it in a way that is so kind of funny. That's another link to Guinea. These are the links, ties, that the likes of Tifnumbu used to deceive his own lackeys, his Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the humble slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons of this world. He uses this criteria. I'm a Pan-Africanist. If you don't believe me, ask Dari, the current Minister of Youth and Sport in Nigeria. His name is Dari. I don't remember the full name. He was the media aide to Tifnumbu. That is collapsing. Somebody who managed. Thank you so much, Kalu Okpara. My brother, you are a great guy. I pray that life will always be kind to you and your family. Please, you must never backslide from the temple. I have no other choice. It's so obvious anyway. So thank you, Kalu. Let's go back to how they dragged and sold the terrorists to us. And the people that sold the terrorists to us cannot even live in the hell the terrorist is now supervising or superintending on now. You remember this story? The story of, I think it was Abraham Lincoln. I can't remember. He actually made up all the jargons. Tifnumbu. This was 6 years ago.
When French was challenged, they turned to their general, Charles de Gaulle. Correct? When Britain was challenged, they turned to their great general, Winston Churchill. Correct? Today, Nigeria Nigeria is challenged, economically challenged, physically challenged, security challenged. Who do we turn to? Muhammad Buhari is the right man for the job. If you talk of military experience, he has it abundantly. If you talk of courage, he has it abundantly. If you talk of simplicity, he has it abundantly. If you talk of great determination, a combination of vision and ability to perform, honesty and integrity, he has it abundantly. Abundant. I love. I'm coming back up. I love when the incapable government of Nigeria, Poverty Development Party, they have nothing again to say. They now ask the integrity, the temerity, to question the qualification of General Buhari and look for a certificate. Shame on them.
Now who owns the shame now? Eh?
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
Lori. That's true. However, there was a time the young people grabbed him. Baba, come here. You once lied to us, where you told us that all we needed was change. So what happened to that change? That the first time that they had to hold him after 2019. I think I have the clip. Let me check.
It's like if you go through the, enormous traffic. Here, coming here. By the time, because of road repair, but infrastructure and so on. So by the time we go back, we can take it 3 times. What we are going through now will be resolved. You are going through a historical phase of the country that is promising and holding a promise for you. There's a leadership on the line. And you have to live with that for now. Protest will solve the problem. Will it?
So what is going to solve the problem?
The problem is replanning. Be responsive. Be able to get engaged with you, so that you will see the problem that we are facing. That's it.
But sir, don't you think you are leaders have failed us?
No,
please hold on. Please hold on. Please, we are talking. Actually, appeals to us whenever we want to vote. Please kindly hold on. This is a dialogue between the youth.
Get into this debate.
Sir, I'm so sorry.
When I'm tired, I cut off.
Okay, sir.
What is your question?
No, sir. We are here.
Yes.
We've held on to a lot of promises from the change agenda.
Yes.
We believed that the leader, President Buhari, was going to come here, was going to come on board and change our lives. We believed in a system that would provide regular 24-hour power supply. We believed in a system where the health system, the health structure would bring,
commendable changes.
Commendable change. People like
our poor people will be able to have the medical.
I remember during the campaign promises. I remember during the campaign promises.
Of this administration, there's a lot of unemployment, a massive sack in the banking industry.
Excuse me. You are right about the turn. In every political situation, you have the twist and turn.
Do you get that? That is the short explanation of the short story I told you. How Tifnumbu dragged a lot of today's Buhari idiots, the Buhari diddorings, into believing that they were going to change their lives. When they finally grabbed him and said, maybe you have other solution now that your Abraham Lincoln, Charles de Gaulle, story of France, Abraham Lincoln of America, and all these people you told us they called on, the Bokwari you brought upon them, what is the way forward? Again, the same person they are possibly waiting for, Tifnumbu, he preferred this beautiful, beautiful solution. Buhari idiots, chop 'em.
And we are competing with armed robbers and bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What do we eat? Cassava, àgbàdo, corn, and the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption.
He's made that suggestion to Bokwari since, I think it's since April. They can't even recruit 1 million. Well, 1 million is too much. There's nothing to feed them with. Other than Agbado Ege that the Boko Haram are already taking over. Nigeria is close to such announcement. The new thing, just like terrorism is a new thing. Well, it's no longer a new thing in Nigeria, right? But coup, which was the primary terrorism that was unleashed on the people of Nigeria since 1966. Yeah, that's the first terrorism where people are murdered, killed. Just people wanted power and to force their own idea, their own ideology on the people. Okay, that used to be the history until this new terrorism, religious terrorism, is now the talk of the day. They lied to you. They distracted the whole of us to believe that some Fulani terrorists, some Fulani assmen are coming from Chad. They are coming from Niger. They are coming from Mali, coming from all these places into taking over Nigeria. But they didn't tell us they were coming to take over Nigeria. But what they didn't tell us then was that they are in power to prepare a place for them in Nigeria, with none of us being any party to that arrangement. That's what they didn't tell us. But today, as you are watching this video, we have it on a very good record, right? There's so many of these northern states, northwest, northeast, north central, some of these states, the local government areas under them, many of these local government areas and towns, villages, communities are now being controlled by different terror groups, including in Sokoto, the seat of the Sultan Caliphate. All these facts are pretentiously hidden from the public because they are good enough to show that, to show the extent of the leadership failure in the area of security, while they continue to project ethnicity, to project religion, and continue to push this, this tribal ethnic block of a thing in Nigeria. Nigerians continue to bleed. It's so bad that these guys became so colluded, I would say, that they were doing that secretly before now. But now they are bold enough to come public. that they are publicly, without any law to that effect, in a democracy, publicly pardoning terrorists. The police came out recently. The police came out recently and they said, two guys. I don't know how they have the courage to actually announce that, by the way, because it's not a good PR for the criminal government and jihadist religious government in Nigeria as we speak. But the police came out and they said, we arrested some people who are into armed robbery, cattle rustling, and kidnapping. And we traced that, we found on them ID card, government issued ID card as government workers working for the government of Katsina State on a certain level, collecting 100,000 naira. Let me tell you something. I don't know how many civil servants in Katsina State are getting paid 100,000 naira every month. I don't know how many of you, if you're watching me from Katsina. Well, it was just a cover, a protection for terrorists. Now, taking over, talking about taking over. How long do you think? You might think it's going to be through the coup. It doesn't have to be through the coup anymore. It seems that if there's any announcement tomorrow, Abuja is not far. They have already been staging kidnapping in Abuja already. All they have to do is just what? Just take over the government houses of few places in northern Nigeria, then take over your Abuja. And guess what? In your military, you will find them in there who are already in your military, and they will comply just like the Taliban did. And here is the problem. Those who told that Nigeria is going to break up, they have told us Nigeria is going to break up starting from 2015. The journey to Nigeria breakup is not going to be as far as how long they force Nigeria to be together. You can take that from me. Nigeria has been in what? Independence for how many years? 61 years, right? Great. What it will take to break Nigeria up starting from 2015 when these jihadists came on, right? Will not take that long anymore. You know why? Every pointers is going there. So they can make any declaration anytime. They can even wait. If they play all the politics towards 2023, as we have already projected many angles that they may try to, to swing or trying to swing this play. For those of you who are waiting for that 2023, we will wait. We will document everything from now till then, so that you have something to go back to as a reminder that, wow, they actually told us about all these things. So if they finally manage to lose out in the end, that they lose the power, the question will be, how long do you think they will manage to stay out of that power before they will be fed up with whoever you give to them from the southern Nigeria? How long do you think they can stay out of it? 4 years? 8 years? 10 years? Your guess. And when you talk about takeover, who would protect you or protect that government that they will likely put in place to fall over for, in months? At the end of the day, that thing that many of you are trying to avoid, the truth you are trying to avoid. Oh, what if that happens? What's going to happen? Are we not going to then lead to wahala? Of course you lead to wahala, and this is why those who are committing crimes today are getting pardoned by those who are never going to set an example and say, okay, we're going to set an example of this crook who are kidnapping, despite the program of repenting, pardoning them, which is actually a ruse, a cover-up to give them a bit of a security clearance to recruit them into what has become your Nigerian security system, now infiltrated by terrorists. That those who grabbed power in 2015, ISA, pandemic, and co, that have now come of age, they have shown up at their color, true color today. Those that they have managed to plant everywhere, to infiltrate everywhere, they will remain there even when Boko Haram is long gone. Now the question is, how long do you think they will wait to tolerate anything outside what Boko Haram has created for them? How long do you think they will wait before they stage a comeback? It won't be for long. And this is why police report.
Arrest of repentant bandits who disguise as government officials and commit armed robbery and cattle rustling. On the 25th of August 2021, at about 12:30 hours, the command succeeded in arresting the trio of one Abdullahi Merapi, aged 43 years, of Upper Marusa Low Coast here in Katsina. 2, Abbas Haruna, alias Dogo Abbas, is 34 years, of Filin Follow Quarters, also in Katsina metropolitan area. Usman Hassan, alias Manu, aged 50 years, of Ganwa village, Charanchi local government area of the state. Repentant, notorious bandits working in collaboration with the Katsina state government and security agencies. The fact of the matter was that on the 11th of August 2021 at about 11:00 hours, the trio went to Dammarke Forest in Ingawa local government area of the state with a motor vehicle Toyota Camry, ash in color with registration number DE631 LED. Attacked a header, one Alhaji Gide Suleiman of Molumfash local government area, while grazing his animals with machetes and stick, threatened him and his boys that they were from the Office of Special Advisor on Security to His Excellency, with a false allegation that their brother, Wan Saidu, had robbed one lawal of his head, and that they should either produce the said Saidu or bring 100 cows. After some scuffles between the suspects and the complainant, they succeeded in robbing the said Alhaji Gide 20 cows valued 7,550,000, with the intention of taking them to the said level as compensation for his stolen cows, as falsely alleged by them. They also searched and robbed them of the sum of 40,000 naira and 4 GSM handsets. Subsequently, on the 24th of August 2021 at about 07:30 hours, the same syndicate of this man, Abdullahi Merapi, and 3 others attacked the complainant on the same allegation and attempted to rob him of another set of 20 cows.
That's where I'm going. Police reports. They are managed. I want you to remember these key words from what the police officer was reading there, right? Repentant, notorious, bandits in the same sentence. And repeatedly, the reason why it seems that they have actually committed a crime was because they stole cow of a Fulani man. That is a no-no. Even bandits, terrorists, Boko Haram, they know that. Let me tell you something. This is not a fact, okay? So don't take it for word, but it makes sense, okay? They said the only time that Boko Haram actually gets so angry, and he would not mind to sign deployment of soldiers to any part of northern Nigeria, even if they say that is where ISWAP are meeting in Sambisa. The only reason why Boko Haram will send soldiers immediately after anybody, and they will say, soldiers are, Nigerian army went after terror, is because if the terrorists attack Fulani and steal their cows, that's an unforgivable sin. That is why to us in southern Nigeria, when you think you are fighting Fulani others and the rest of that, yeah, and they ended up killing you, you expect that you will report to the police will arrest the person that killed you. Forget it. You should be lucky that he kills you. If you have been the one to kill the Fulani man there, yeah, your entire village will pay the price. Do you understand? They said the only time that Boko Haram will be raging with his demented brain is whenever they report that the terror, when they say the terrorists kidnap human beings, kidnap school children, kidnap anything, it will just be deaf, dumb, and blind. You know, as usual, the presidency will talk. Garbage Shehu, Femi Oponu Adeshino, Laya Muhammad, and the rest of them, they will be the ones telling you how Boko Haram is feeling. They will sometimes, even it's a pandemic, and come out and tell you that Boko Haram couldn't eat. But it's a lie. So if you listen to that police officer, the reason why the repentant terrorist is being paraded, because the reason why the two repentant, notorious terrorists were arrested and being paraded was because they stole 20 cows. Ha! That's an unforgivable sin. Forget it. Even Femi Oponu Adeshino came out and he said, what is land? Your life or your land? Choose one. Do you understand? That was the only... If that guy kidnapped human beings, number one, they won't arrest him and parade him. They will negotiate. He will collect his rubber. Okay? No story. Business. Just like you were told. But the same set of people, here is where I need your own attention now, okay? The same people who are doing all of these things that are backfiring every now and then. And you see, when things like this backfires, right? It doesn't spare you, whether you are a Christian or you are a Muslim, whether you are a, Yoruba man or, it doesn't. It comes back in multiple fold and it goes far beyond those who created the problem. Now, this is where you should be concerned, because the same set of people who are doing all of this in Nigeria, setting Nigeria up for an eventual Taliban takeover one day. If you ask me now, apart from the Nigerian army or Nigerian military generally, okay, who else do I think, which other group do I think have the capacity to start a war, which they are already fighting anyway, and sustain that war in this current Nigeria? You will realize that the only people who have the capacity to fight the war are these religious jihadists that are hiding in different forests of Nigeria today. They are the only one, the only group organized enough, ready to die for whatever they believe in, and they are ready to kill to achieve it. Only them. They are the only people who have the capacity to shoot down a fighter jet. They are the only people who have the capacity to break a prison, because they have the capacity to attack the military, the defense headquarters. Think about that. When they told you, these criminals who told you to believe that IPOB, they are dangerous. Sunday Igboho is dangerous. The people want you to believe that. And because they don't want Sunday Igboho or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB to become ISWAP or whatever nonsense they have told you. Even now, they are now telling you that IPOB has bomb. They have guns, they have bomb, they have rocket launchers, they have all of these things. But you and I know that the ideology, the religious ideology behind those who have already proved to us that they have them, and those they told us that we should be scared, though, because they have them, oh. Those who have shown to us that they have all these things, they can shoot down a plane, they can kill soldiers, they can attack, all these things, they have proved to us. They are getting pardon. They said we shouldn't worry about them. We should worry more about people carrying flags, people holding phones, people carrying placards, people here telling all of us that give us referendum, give us a referendum. We don't want to be part of this. We don't want to be part of this anymore. We don't want war. They are telling you and me to condemn them to death for a crime committed by those who are already killing soldiers, already kidnapping and killing those they call the politicians. Some of them can no longer go to their villages anymore. That is not because of IPOB. As terrible as the Igbo politicians are, they know that they are not at any point in time under any kind of threats from the IPOB or the ESN. Then they staged their political usual. They staged prison break. I have told you that story. I found a video which I have decided to share with you. It was the hopeless, where is that again? Let me see. Yeah, the hopeless governor of Imo State telling the whole world the prison break that happened in Imo State, which was carried out by the Nigerian government in collaboration with the Imo State government, in collaboration with their media handlers and those who put together the conspiracy, did a very, very shoddy job, terrible job. Because at the end of the day, everything they told us didn't make any sense. It didn't take us forever to debunk most of the lies. Then I remember Opus Odinjo, the hopeless governor of Imo, who has brought about terrorists in uniform to Imo State, to Olu, to Owerri, hunting down innocent people, innocent children, young and old, killing them in their houses, burning down their properties, making many of them disappear, and many others languishing in different kind of lockups illegally all over Nigeria, subjected to daily torture that indeed always put credence on, put credence to our claim that Nigeria is a crime scene. But we're able to debunk that within 24 hours. But today, they continue to change that narrative to tell you that the reason why they have to continue to kill the IPOB members, to continue to kill the Biafrans, is because they are dangerous. And yet, yes, they are dangerous to the terrorists who are trying to occupy their land, the terrorists who are kidnapping and raping their women, the ones that their media will never report to you, the ones that their media will claim to be unknown gunmen, claim to be farmers' others clashes. How could the farmer and others clash on the farmer's farm, and the farmer is dead, and you call that farmers' others clashes? How could you clash with me on my farm, on my land? Because they work with their media to put all the narratives out there. Thank God for the social media. This was on record, where Hopeless Zodinjo publicly told you the attack in Imo State is not carried out by the ESN or by the IPOB. Yes, they are angry. They are angry, raging with the kind of injustice meted at them. But they are never suicidal. They are not arsonists. They are not killers. Hopeless said it. Just a reminder.
Do you subscribe, Governor, to the police preliminary investigation where they said IPOB and the MSN are responsible for the attacks?
Their tactics is that they try to identify grievances of people in a particular area. If it is Imo State and probably there are some IPOB people who are not happy, they hire hoodlums from outside Imo State. They bring them in pretending to be IPOB, and they commit this crime and they they go away. So it is not about IPOB. Yes, we agree. We have aggrieved IPOB members, but I can tell you, those who are doing this destruction, most of them were brought from outside Imo State.
So, if you say that they are really not IPOB members, another insinuation that a few commentators have put into this is perhaps the military operations that we saw in the past few days, which of course you also commented about. Is there any link between that military operations and what we saw in the last few days?
As I speak to you, honest political leaders and religious leaders have approached me to encourage military to come around because these people have created fear into the citizens by their dastardly act. So it is not about the military. If anything, our people want the military around so that they can have sense of security.
No, the people didn't ask for military. They didn't want them around. Opposition did not need them to feel protected in Imo State after the Supreme Court of Nigeria stole the seat for him. He is not a man at peace at all. But that was on record. That is pretty much now on record. For those of you who probably still go about peddling those lies, and you don't even know why. People like us will never shift ground, telling you, even whatever the media continue to say to you, people like us won't shift ground because facts are always better than fiction. The criminals who are everywhere, that's us now moving now down to Imo. From Imo now, if you come to Edo, where the Edo state government is still playing hide and seek with the ban on open grazing. We haven't heard from them. Ondo state signed their anti-open grazing law to stop the movement of cows, just same way the northern Nigerian states are beginning to execute the same act, which is to ban the sale in open market, the movement of cows, and the rest of that in their states to curb insecurity. But it's only the southern Nigeria that are being threatened. You know why people continue to ask for that? Because these terrorists who are currently making money through kidnappings are already in southern Nigerian forest. They are making a kill until they will kill somebody that's has name, like they did. So, Omoyele Sowore's brother, Olajide Sowore. And I'm going to quickly ask you, if you wouldn't mind, to let us give the dead just a minute silence, if you don't mind, starting from now.
This one not the off in mind. Can in the touch like every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar, just they get the higher power. Over naira. See them talk say, make we off mine. But thank God say, Maiyegun.
May God rest his soul, and at the same time give the family the fortitude to bear the irreplaceable, unbearable loss. Okay, so our condolences goes to the families of the Sowores. Somebody shared what happened, exactly how it happened, the family member, and I think I should share that with you as well. Another victim of a failed country, a country that kill our own citizens and give protection to the terrorists that commit all these dastardly acts. Olajide Sowore wasn't the only victim that day. Others were kidnapped. Their whereabouts, we are yet to get an update. But they were kidnapped, but he was shot and killed. A lot of reactions, followed that. But somebody shared with us exactly what happened.
In Accra this morning, I received a call from the Dean of Student Affairs, Benedon University, confirming to me that my brother was shot early this morning around 6:30 by the Fulani herdsmen while he was trying to travel from Okada to Benin. So, and they asked me to call the DPO of Okada, who confirmed the incident. And immediately, I contacted the DPO, Okada Division Police Station. And he confirmed to me that actually he was shot this morning while he was driving along Benin, Okada Expressway. So there are a lot of intrigues to it that we still yet unknown to us, because he has been in Benin for a long time, and today will not be the first day he was traveling along that route. But I was trying to inquire from the DPO this morning the whereabouts of those people and what led to that, and who the eyes witness of the incidents. At that period, the thing was still sketchy to us. But he told me that there was a woman who was rescued from the kidnappers, who said those people Fulani speaking gunmen who kidnapped about 10 of them, and some of them they couldn't take them along, especially this woman that the BPO sent her number to me, that she couldn't they couldn't evacuate her easily before police came to her rescue, but she was an eyewitness to the matter. So that was exactly what we saw this morning. Is until his death, he has been a business person. He has a pharmacy shop around Benin and Okada, metropolis. He has been practicing this for a long time. He is equally a student, a student of Ondo University, reading pharmacy. So I confirmed from the student union this morning, and the cop is with them right away. So it's a bad news to the family at this moment, and it was highly grievous to the entire family that this country has been unsafe to us. Of course, we are not saying we are the only family that are victims of these herdsmen, but we have a traumatic situation in the family since my brother has been held hostage in Abuja, and this particular brother has been the head of the family, and he was doing a lot to fend for the family until this morning he was gruesomely murdered again. So we are seriously bereaved. A serious problem. We don't even know how to move in this country. We don't know what to do. We don't know where to go. We don't know who else is the next victim. That is the situation we are right away. To even travel to Benin right away is a serious problem. We don't know where they are hiding again. So it's our plea to the entire international community to come to the aid of Nigeria. The killing and murdering every day is so alarming that we are skeptical of living in this country. It's a serious trauma that we are.
Once again, may the soul of the departed rest in peace, as they will say, rest in power. I don't know if this was popular back then, right? A popular saying. But I remember my grandfather using this phrase very well, that someone else's son's corpse will always look like a log of wood until that corpse is a family member. Then it will become so heavy to carry. Heavy. with bereavement, sadness, disappointment, unlived dreams, so many other things let down, things that will make that body of that your loved one to become so heavy to carry. Yesterday's survivors, they are today's victims. Today's survivors are tomorrow's victims. And that's the life cycle. Or should I say cycle of life? That Boko Haram's Nigeria has brought upon people, and it is deliberate. Somebody told us that as a reminder again.
It's not about sentiment. It's that there are a group of people in this country that feels that this country should be Islamized. This is a fact. I say you want me to start mentioning names of people in this government that we have interrogated. I was a member of an interrogation team, and I've interrogated a very high-ranking member of this government in 2007, 2008 on the issue of Boko Haram. I interrogated him. He's in this government right now. And what was the issue? Boko Haram. And this senior officer was actually let go because he was found culpable. But right now he's in the government. You see, we must say the truth, because if you don't, this country is going down the precipice. We have been set back more than 60 years right now. We've gone back to the time before 1966 now. And whoever is coming back to repair this country has a lot of work to do. This country has never been polarized, so we cannot run away from it. We have never been this much polarized. I'm a federal person. My mind is federal. My brain is federal. My loyalty is federal. I do things for the federal government. So I cannot come here and try to be sentimental. No, I'm a federal person.
So will your life be at risk now that they're hearing you?
I don't care. I don't care. And my colleagues, they know me. Those people that listen to me, they know me. I don't care. The issue is that this country is bigger than individual. That is the issue. This country is bigger than individuals. Buhari will come and go. Eliminating me or killing me will not solve the problem and will not add value. But he will come and go. And somebody must come and repair the damage to the psyche of this society, the damage to the polarization, to the nepotism that I've never seen in my life. I work with all these presidents. This is the worst situation I've found myself. And believe me, internet does not forget. I was part of the people that helped to bring Buhari to government because I believe in him.
Have you worked with the government after that?
After
you helped bring the government?
Oh, of course, I worked with him. We brought him in 2015, and I work as the Deputy Director of Defense Administration. And we have a lot of hope in him. And we actually are ready to do anything for him. What he has turned out over the years is shocking to us. I was in Harvard in 2014, in December, when the Department of State Services and CIA and others were contemplating about Buhari and other aspirants. I know what we did to convince the American government that the only person that can come and put this country right is Buhari. That was before the Lagos, the APC, before they chose within.
Right.
And that was how Tinubu came in. We know what we did, but what he has done in the past 6 years is shocking. It's unprecedented. And it should not be allowed to be swept under the carpet, because the damage to the psyche of this country is monumental. We'll talk. It's not.
Meanwhile, when they asked Bokwari just laughed, and it's like,
we have got the opportunity to serve again for additional 4 years. And Nigerians will know the difference.
Shoti ye Shoti ye she understand. Many people are now understanding better. Like that man where, you know, Commodore Unle Olawumi is so disappointed. And as expected, oh boy, they invited him straight away. Well, you see, Nigerians are, it is bad though. It's so unfortunate though, right? That I don't know the name they give to that that mental disorder, that mental problem. Some of you may likely help me. Please don't say Stockholm syndrome, okay? That is so common. Give me something so real, right? That mental problem that will make you to begin to love your oppressors. Do you get what I mean now? People who subject you, abuse you, assault you, you know, mentally torture you, doesn't care about your mental health or anything. They don't, you know what I mean? Those who do that to you, then you begin to kind of like them or begin to love them. Then you begin to worship them. Then you begin to see them as the only hope. What's the name of that again? Some say selective amnesia. That's so popular. Don't use that word. There's a name for it. So Nigerians, sorry if because I'm not sure if I am not also suffering from it. That's why I'm going to use this. My number makes sense. Okay. 80 to 90% of Nigerians are suffering from this mental health problem. Maybe I shouldn't use mental health problem because it's pretty much like an insult to those who genuinely suffer mental health issue and all of that. And please, this is not about you, okay? I respect that, by the way, but I don't mean to mock that, just to be clear, okay? And indeed. But there is this kind of mental conditioning, okay? This kind of mental conditioning that make people who have been through hell, and they are still going through that hell, but to continue to defend those who put them through that hell. A lot of Nigerians are suffering from it. They have a way of excusing it or explaining their ways out. Like, if you remove Boko Haram, if you remove this terrorism, if you remove the human rights abuses, if you remove this incompetence. But, you know, Boko Haram is kind of a nice person, Sha. And people will say, okay, what do you mean we should remove human rights abuses, the looting, the terrorism, the kidnapping, and the entire destruction of the economy? What else is now left about Boko Haram? Of what use is it? Nigerians will give excuses. They will say, if not for, let's say if you take this out, take that out. And that is why the man that brought Boko Haram, Tifnumbu of Lagos, the Jaga Wiri, the Jaga bandits, the Jaga addicts of Lagos, that ruled Lagos and continue to rule Lagos by proxy after 22 years. Bobby Orthopedic Hospital was never upgraded to be able to operate on his knees that has now somehow partially crippled him that he is recovering from in London. 22 years of failure with the legacy of the local terrorists that are being celebrated as role model in today's Yoruba land, the land of the Omoluwabis, where we work hard, smart, clean, clear, to be who we want to be. From every clan, from one clan to the other in Yoruba land, hard work, sincerity, honesty, faithfulness are the ethos that make us Omoluabi until the emergence of the likes of Tifnumbu of Lagos, where Agberu, the local terrorists, are now the role models to our young generation in Yoruba land. If you don't want to be an Agberu, so to say, then you can be a bigger thief, go to school, learn how to dress smart and speak some smart English, and go into the business of ripping your people off for just one person, one man, Tifnumbu, that couldn't even equip a single hospital in Lagos that can take care of any of them without having to fly 6 hours to London to get medical attention. Don't think I'm speaking in parable. Don't pretend you don't know what I'm talking about. There are people in Nigeria as we speak praying for Tifnumbu to return well, to come and change Nigeria. The one, he once told them this.
When French was challenged, they turned to their general, Charles de Gaulle. Correct? When Britain was challenged, they turned to their great general, Winston Churchill. Correct? Today, Nigeria is challenged.
Today, 6 years after that speech, Nigeria is not just challenged. Nigeria is orphaned. Nigeria is destitute. Nigeria, the crippled giant, is pretty much not different from a beggarly, disorganized, and completely balkanized nation. Trust me. As Nigeria is challenged now, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the Yoruba Buharidins, the Buhari Didiris, the Buhari Dinotus, and the Buhari Dijatus, getting an inspiration and encouragement from their uncles and aunties abroad, the Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, teaming up with the rest of the clan called the Facebook bandits, social media adsmen. And guess what? That Nigeria is more challenged now, crippled, destroyed. Natif no move change them. I'm not joking. For real, these guys.
To contest for president, but we are begging him. We are crying. We are pleading that he must come and contest to lead this country, because we see what he has done. He was in governor of Lagos State, and all the people he has made, those he mentored, his mentees, they are all doing well in their various fields. All his mentees in the political circle are doing very well. When you look at Lagos State remained the pace setter for all the states in the whole Africa, not only in Nigeria. So because of that, we believe Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has what it takes to lead this country to the promised land. If you can remember, sometimes ago in the year past, he wanted to establish a power plant for Lagos State, aero gas then, but for political reasons, some disgruntled element disqualified that on personal selfish agenda. We don't have Italy in this country again. We don't have Dunlop again. We don't have many manufacturing countries in the country again. Why? Because they are all running on generator to produce, and to produce on generator, you know what it costs? It will surely bounce back on the cost of productions. So automatically, who is going to buy a tire at rate of 75,000 naira? He's better to go to the neighboring country, produce there, and export it down to Nigeria. Because of that, we are begging Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to please, for God's sake, to come and contest for the president of this country. He has not told us, but I believe he should have interest. If he doesn't have interest now, we are pleading on behalf of all Nigerian youth. He should come and contest, because we believe he has what it takes to be the leader, number one, of this country, and he has to take us to the promised land. If Asiwaju is not contest 23, I will leave this country. No future for anybody, because he must come and contest for the generation yet unborn. God will help you.
So much now. What should the people expect from Asiwaju if he emerges to win a country?
Victory, joy, celebration, greatness, upliftment, employment, financial breakthrough, financial freedom, celebration, multiplication, success, and all the good things of life shall be added unto it for us with God Almighty.
Shoti yeyin ayọ̀lé àṣírí jàre èèyàn kan ti sọ fún mi bó ti yé òun dáadáa that the Tinubu be that sandwiched by Fayemi and Akeredolu. You get what I mean now?
We have got the opportunity to serve again for additional 4 years, and Nigerians will know the difference.
Get here. Very, very anyhow people. So here we are. So when we say, when people ask, then what should the people do now? Is a two-way thing. All right. Number one, people can collectively demand an end to the fraudulent 1999 constitution that gives them this kind of leverage, this power that they never had. There was never a time that people voted for that constitution. Let's start with that. I understand that many of you will say, Maiyegun, that's a long thing. I'm telling you what I think to do to avoid boom, 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 which is actually what Buhari wants. So I can't really project anything on that. Let people agree that this constitution or whatever they call it, that trashy book, has no authorization for anything. In the process of discussing that, yeah, a country can write a new constitution within 6 months. Are you with me? 6 months. And you don't even have to write any new constitution. You can adopt any that suits the complexity of Nigeria. There are thinkers who, so that you don't just think that all of us just come here reacting. No, we are not just reacting. So if you listen, a country can write a new constitution in 6 months. They can pass it. And a country can run an election after that if you want to go into an election. But here it is. The current fake constitution they have in Nigeria allows them, their presidents, to appoint whoever is going to be the leader of your INEC. Your INEC decide who is eligible to vote and where. They decide and determine what kind of style you are going to use to vote. All single-handedly dashed and forced on everybody, because that is how they put together their rigging plans that face you and I out, whereby criminals that will represent the establishment will continue to get back in. So when you get rid of that constitution, that nonsense, it will give you the opportunity to begin a new foundation that says, in this new one, oh, you put on there, referendum. The people have the right to call for referendum if 2/3 of the citizens vote yes to call for referendum. Now, when you write a new constitution, it becomes legal to allow you from every part of Nigeria that you represent to what? To drop in your own article of participation, article of constitution. Call it whatever, give it any name. Now, when you do that, people can then say, we don't want to go into an election. We want to go and vote for referendum straight up. And we want that organized before 2023. That can be done. Don't let anybody tell you that nothing can be done. The reason why it won't be done is that that is a paradigm shift. The reason why those who are milking Nigeria, those who are the rent seekers, the gatekeepers, that is the reason why they will continue to make it bloody. But bloody it will be when the citizens believe, when the citizens arrive at a point that's enough. That is the day I'm waiting for. And that day is so close and near. How soon Buhari will determine that? So all the political empire they built, they are crumbling right before their eyes. Okay? The only thing they are holding on to right now is that if they could pull the stunts in a way before 2023, either to get an extension like Alpha Conde or allow a smooth transition from the current Nigeria to Nigeristan, where instead of a coup, the Islamists will take over, revolution will break out, you and I will think we can fight until they unleash their jihadists in our forest. Time makes this all pretty much like nonsense to some people. That's all, Maiyegun, that's all manner of nonsense you put together. I didn't arrive at those nonsense, my brother, my sister. I didn't arrive at those nonsense just by talking nonsense. If you have been following, there are already pointers to that. It's just whatever name they're going to call it is what we don't know. Because whenever they stage it, whenever it happens, you and I will be the victims. Do you understand? Because it's real, it's true. They told us, Miyetti Allah just told the Ondo state government that they were joking to have banned open grazing. Kaduna just banned open grazing. No. They didn't just ban open grazing in Kaduna, in Niger State too, in Katsina. They banned the sale of cows in their markets, popular markets that they have cows. This government have banned that in the north as we speak. But Miyetti Allah is interested in Ondo, and the first message 4 days after Ondo state governor signed the open grazing, anti-open grazing into law. The brother of our own vintage, our own Maiyegun Sowore, pharmacist Olajide Sowore, was murdered 4 days after Ondo State. He's from Ondo State. The same Fulani that killed him are the same Fulani that are holding his brother, Maiyegun Sowore, in Abuja, in what is called the city arrest. If Showore's mom, Sowore has no choice or chance of even visiting his own mother in Ondo State. I don't know how long it is going to be our turn. I think Philip was on the program last night, and he was pretty much trying to deviate from the real conversation. And he said he went to Kaduna on train. And I actually forgot to ask him that why didn't you go to Southern Kaduna, where the killings, daily killing, Kajuru, all these areas, why don't you just try and take a tour and possibly make some videos there for us? Not going to Kaduna on train, right there in your flats in London, telling us that you just came back from Nigeria and you were in Kaduna. God help the soul of these guys, because you don't know who is going to be the next. The sad thing is this: as these terrorists are spreading in Nigeria, spreading the fear, staging up different attacks in the middle of the night, kidnapping people for ransom, that people are paying millions of naira to them every time. The security forces in Nigeria continue to deny that they actually know where they are. Meanwhile, they do. A cleric in Nigeria called Sheikh Osama Gumi could locate the terrorist, but the Nigerian intelligence community couldn't locate the terrorists. But they've told us the reason why is because the terrorists are themselves those in government. They choose what is priority, and in this case, ethnic cleansing, the murdering and the killing, of innocent and powerless people in southern Nigeria, coordinated especially in Biafra land. That the Amnesty International came out just about a few days ago to tell us that on their own record, verified record, 800 people, 800 innocent people have gone missing that nobody could account for in eastern Nigeria, especially in Imo and Abia State. In the last 8 months, 800 human beings targeted and made disappear by the agent of government of Nigeria, who kept telling you and me the IPOB members who are asking for referendum for Biafra are more dangerous than the terrorists that are killing and kidnapping people, that continue to make or lay credence to the fact that reason why nobody should be part of a country that says you can't defend yourselves against the invading terrorists, you will be tagged a terrorist for doing so. Or in fact, for publicly coming out to say you would do that, you will be tagged a terrorist in a country like that. So they made them the priority. They continue to kill them. Over 500 of them were killed in 8 months, according to the Amnesty International. When over 1,200 of them have been found to be languishing in different cells, illegally, no court order, no court, no nothing, illegally in different cells all over Nigeria, subjected to the worst inhuman treatment you can ever imagine. And listen, the terrorists are not the priority. How do you make that work? How do you build unity on that? How do you tell victims that continue to bleed to stop crying? Or how? Now, it's going to get worse. More people are going to believe that it's never going to work. And once we have the number of those who knows that in different ways they're going to be victims, okay, let those who have become victims today and they've managed to weather the storm and they continue to weather the storm, fight on and push on and push on, let them know that, yes, people may not really appreciate what you are doing, but you are the inspiration to so many other people who knows that they are going to be victims too. But you who believe that you may never be victim, if you ever get caught, kidnapped, and you ever got put through that trauma, but you never got killed, which people will say you are lucky, then your story can inspire others when you say it, the story, when you tell your story yourselves. But why would anybody want to be or pass through that kind of experience, which is obvious just because they are living in the air of it? Would you want to pass through that experience before you believe that this is an existential threat that doesn't even recognize you, whether you are a Muslim or a Christian? In today's Nigeria, we are all endangered in the hand of terrorists who are currently in government in Nigeria. You don't punish terrorists, you reward them. How then do you want to end terrorism? How then can you guarantee the safety of your people? How then do you continue to preach unity and peace where innocent people continue to disappear? It doesn't work that way. And that is why I am saying that a moment is coming. That moment is near. That moment is close by, where everybody will find the reason why we can't continue like this. We deserve better, and we will get better. If my message will make you think, Boko Haram's action will force you to think. My own appeal to you is just to make sure that you don't become the victim before you know better. But some of you will have to be victims. Your villages, our people have to be attacked before you will believe. Kings, they just told us that a king, well, an emir was kidnapped in Niger State today from his palace this morning. We're not sure if they're going to release him anyway, but yeah, he got kidnapped from his own palace. People are going to go missing, not because the government who is doing the job of making people go missing, working with the terrorists who are also working to make you go missing. At the end of the day, when those who are going missing when this sin hits home, when you become part of the story, and your reaction could no longer be contained with your denial, you are going to agree with us that yes, we are not preaching war. The people who are asking to break away from Nigeria today, don't forget this. The people who are asking to break away, that we don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore, we don't want to be part of this anymore. These people, the Yoruba people, the Biafran people, every one of us asking that let us renegotiate this wrong arrangement and let us peacefully part ways. None of us brought this war on ourselves. None of us asked the jihadists to come in and start killing us in our land, kidnapping our people, ransacking our villages, and raping our women, and shutting down our communities, stopping our people from going to farm. We didn't ask for it. We became victims of this political alignment and political permutations and these political decisions that put the lives of millions in danger, put the lives and the livelihood of millions in danger, and not just in northern Nigeria, across the southern Nigeria. So we didn't ask for war. Now they are threatening us with war. The people that are supposed to protect us. We want to run away from jihadists. We want to run away from this rapist, this ethnic jingoist, these religious fanatics, those who called us infidels, those who want our lands or our lives. We want to run away from them, since those who promise to protect us continue to tell us that they will do so on their own terms. Give up your land or forget your safety. They've told us that repeatedly. They gave us no option, no condition. Then we arrived at where we said, restructure or we leave. Instead of them to say, okay, fine, we have pushed you to the wall enough. We will no longer push you. We want to talk. We want to discuss. They continue to threaten us. Don't make this sound like I'm speaking in parable. I am talking about the jihadists that took over power in Nigeria, those who said negotiation to them is more demeaning to them. They will forgive terrorists and they will persecute and crucify activists. You and I fall into that category. They are not persecuting us or prosecuting us because we are unpatriotic. They are doing so because they feel like asking them to change course and listen to the indigenous people of how divided Boko Haram and gang have divided Nigeria, asking them to listen. They chose never to listen. They threatened us, they intimidate us, and they unleash war and violence on us. People get killed, people disappear for asking the government to either protect them or they were going to leave. They don't negotiate. So we didn't bring the war. Don't let anybody blackmail you into believing that asking for Oduduwa Republic is asking for war. You did not ask for war. You are asking for your freedom. Freedom to defend yourself. Freedom to provide, to defend your family. The freedom to defend your border. Freedom to defend your currency. Freedom to defend your language. Freedom to defend your faith. Freedom to do whatever you want to do. Freedom to be free. Freedom to be indeed free. They said freedom is not free. Maybe that is why they made it war. They are killing us when we are not asking for one. But maybe when our people realize that they can die for what will bring liberty to the generation coming after them, maybe they can begin to see what the Fulani terrorists are seeing. Taking over Nigeria will give to us the land promised us by our forefathers, our progenitors, that Nigeria is a conquered territory. All the people and the land therein belong to you, the descendants of Uthman Danfodio. That is a mentality that is so powerful that they strongly believe in, that maybe if you as a Biafran, if you as an Oduduwan, if you as somebody from the Middle Belt, wherever you come from, maybe when you begin to have that same ideology towards what is rightfully yours, your land, your ancestral land. Because, you see, those land you call ancestral land, they are not ancestral to those who want to take them over. And they will do everything, anything, even if they have to kill you to take it over. Maybe when you begin to see beyond the liberalism, the fraud that they use religion to perpetuate on you, the fraud, one Nigeria they have played on you. When you begin to see the determination of those who said, we will Islamize Nigeria, a caliphate will mount in Nigeria one day, inshallah. Listen to me. That is a dead, serious determination that you wishing it away, thinking, being liberal, being smart, or being kind of nice, may push it away. Maybe when you have that, when we have enough of our people who have similar mentality, similar commitment to what actually rightfully belongs to them, maybe Oduduwa Republic defendants, Biafra defendants, who find it worthy to die for what is rightfully theirs. Somebody asked me a question. Why is this all this wahala? If the Fulanis are if they are Nigerians, where is their ancestral land? Don't they have their forefathers, Uthman Danfodios, and everywhere he lived? Didn't they have land from where they actually come from originally? If they, excuse me, if they are genuinely Nigerians, okay, don't deceive yourselves. The Fulanis in Nigeria, especially the elite, with what they have told those who are in Nigeria, is that every Fulani from everywhere in Africa, all over the world, is a Nigerian. If they come calling for help, they must provide sanctuary for them. They must provide homes. They must provide shelter. They must make them feel at home. They must provide land for them. But here we are, Nigeria, where this kind of people have this mentality. They have the largest part of the country. Nigeria, 100% land. The 70% of the land is domiciled in northern Nigeria. I mean, the people who believe that every Fulani in every part of the world is a Nigerian, I mean, is a brother, is a family member. Yet they control the largest land in Nigeria, but it's only in the south that they want the lands. Do you understand that now? So, which means the Nigerian Fulani who are keeping mute, playing the politics of empowering and then accommodating the foreign Fulanis that they call their brothers, and they continue to tell them the story that you are welcome. This is the land Uthman Danfodio conquered. Everywhere is yours. And this mentality, for God knows what, yeah, is being promoted by those who have been here for a long time. They can tell you how their father grew up in Lagos, how their mother was married somewhere in Enugu in 1959, how all those stories that can make you think. If you attack these foreign invaders, you are attacking the local Fulanis, and that is where we are today. The Miyetti Allah, the spokesperson for these terrorists, continue to terrorize us, intimidate us for telling them that we don't want open grazing in our land. And that's a sin. Does that make any sense to you? Don't worry. It will make it some other time. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time, okay? I'm not going to take much calls tonight, okay? We have a lot of people on tonight, and I'm so thankful to you, the super chatters, the super stickers, the commenters, the sharers, and the rest of us. Before you go, if this is your first time of watching Maiyegun's Diary Politico, and you did enjoy it, I'm going to ask or plead, I'm going to plead with you that to have more of this, go on there on this YouTube channel now and subscribe. It is pretty much straightforward. Also, my friends are right there on YouTube. Over 2,000 of you. Do me a favor. You can drop your thumb up there. Don't drop thumb up. Just click like under that video. Make it count. Okay. And finally, before I go, to my friends who have always been very, very supportive, reaching out to the lesser privileged, those who need our support, people you will help and you will likely never meet, ever. As we do, we have the Age Nigeria Foundation that many of you have been reaching out to on behalf of Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Every month we do this. If you are giving your widow's mite support to people in any part of the world, to my friends who have always been reaching out to the Age Nigeria Foundation, where aged people in Ogun State, Lagos State, and partly Oyo States are being helped by this foundation, a lot, mentally, medically, and so on. If you have that touch, remember, help me reach out to them this August, okay? Give them something substantial. I'm talking about people who deal with hundreds of people, aged people that are currently, many of them abandoned. Nigerian system has become so bad, so terrible that many of us who have many of us who have been affected by Nigeria, many of us that Nigeria has happened to, we blame these aged people for our problem. We call them the village people. There are those who care for them. They don't call them village people. We call them senior citizens. In Ijebu land, in partly Oyo State, side of Ekpe in Lagos State, they have been helping those some people called village people. And I so much appreciate what they do. Please reach out to them. And don't forget, use that reference number with hashtag Maiyegun Fans Support. So far, so good. We started partnering with them from April this year. And so far, so good. You, my friend, you have raised almost 1 million naira for this, for this foundation. I've shared some of their clips with you. I'm asking them to send me any latest one of any of their events. And I hope they are watching too. They will feed us with that very soon. Please reach out to them. Every little help, every penny counts. And while you do that, don't forget New York, the Yoruba Nation Mega Rally, organized by Ninas, where we have the Biafrans will also be there. The Oduduwa Nation, led by the Ilano Omo Odua, they are going to be there. If you want more information on that, okay, listen to this just before you go. Where's that clip? One moment. So please remember, you can make that number count. The 1 million man march in New York. I hope this helps just before we go.
Yoruba Nation Global Directorate holding a mega rally in New York, United Nations to condemn the systematic ethnic cleansing of the Yorubas by the Fulani-dominated government of Nigeria through murder, rape, kidnapping, unwarranted detention with punitive bail settings, attempted assassination of self-determination agitation leaders by government agents. Mega rally comes up from September 14 to September 24, 2021. Time, daily, morning and evening. Venue, Dag Amas Jold Plaza at 4th Avenue and 47th Street Corner, Manhattan, New York. Side attraction include rocking of African head wraps, gele, turban, scarf, and fila for men. For inquiries, please call Dr. Janet Fashaki Esquire on +646 261 6030. Pastor Raphael Adebayo on +1 214 687 2429. Or Tumba Demola Edward on +1 773 888 0852. And Evangelist Jidegi on +845 293 8937. Yoruba Nation says no to apartheid in our homeland. We say no to wanton killing, rape, and detention of our people. A luta continua, Victoria Asata.
Thank you very much. Remember, attending will make the number swell, and we look forward to that. I'm actually looking for somebody who is going to do a live coverage for us for Maiyegun's Diary Politico. You can be that person if you're going to be in New York for those days, Why not do that for the culture, for the platform, so that we can have a lot of things on here too. To everyone, once again, thanks so much for your time. I'm going to see you some other time. Remember, before you go, give me, click that like under that broadcast, subscribe, set your notification, and don't forget, I'm going to see you some other time. Therefore, good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. súnra kì. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àníyàn súnra kì. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àníyàn súnra kì. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àníyàn súnra kì. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Àníyàn súnra kì. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àníyàn súnra kì. Òkúrọ̀ olóṣèlú. Àníyàn súnra kì. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Àníyàn súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o.